What up, YouTube? It's Misery's Company, and wow, people are pissed. And I mean super mad at Diablo Immortal. And we're going to talk about why, and my personal take. I'm going to tell you in advance, straight up in the front of this video, this could be a hot take, so I do not mean to trigger anyone. But yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so the patch just came out yesterday. By the time you're seeing this video, just yesterday, and people are livid. I expect to get on YouTube after having a very busy day with my kids. Had a great time, by the way. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you. But people, every YouTube video I watched, almost every video, from at least every creator that I generally watch for Diablo Immortal, and I watch a lot, were mad, and I mean pissed. And I mean, just, it's crazy how mad people are. So let's talk about why people are mad if you aren't aware, and then we'll talk about some of my hot takes. So first things first, this skin apparently has sparked quite a large amount of frustration with the people of the Diablo Immortal community. So this is definitely a high roller event, if you will. You have to max out all of the spends in order to basically get it, because your luck is not going to be good enough to be getting it anyway before that. It's a very expensive skin, and it frustrates a lot of people with how expensive it is. I have no regret there. I have no issue with their concerns, but we'll talk about my logic here in a second. People are also upset with the brand new event. Now, mind you, this video was recorded the day of the patch notes. I'm also going to be working on a video today going over the actual PvE elements of this, so that video is coming. But people are very upset with the accursed towers already, and how pay to win, quote unquote pay to win it is. That this right here is again a legendary effect compared to any other one. So this is a very rare effect, but it increases the damage dealt in battleground, accursed towers, Shadow Wars, Rite of Exile, and Challenge of the Immortal. So it is by no means a weak buff. It is in fact quite a lot of a buff, and people are saying that, well, obviously the whales are going to be getting this. Perhaps. In my opinion, this is a intended conflict that was added to the game. So it is doing its purpose, which is causing drama. I'm gonna be honest, that is the intent of doing this. If I'm a game developer, I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing, because this is making people fight over this. This is now going to be a tower that will be attacked on a weekly basis. Without having something this good and this rare, there really is very few reasons for people to be fighting over some of these essences. Are you really going to be fighting over 20% increased drop rate on monstrous essence every week? Maybe once, twice, but probably not every single time. Are you going to be fighting over 10% increased damage dealt in dungeons? Definitely not. You do not care. I promise you don't. So the reason this is here is that they want people to fight over these towers. They want them to actually want to come and PvP in this new mode. PvP draws whaling in mobile games, especially in this game. I'm not saying this game's not pay to win. This is not the point of the video. I'm just pointing out what people are frustrated by, and I'm gonna give my hot takes. So this is a natural conflict. It is a very competitive tower that was added on purpose. So the whole point is for people to be continually trying to get it. So people might even whale up in the attempt to beat other whales. It serves its purpose there. Now, let's say you're free to play, right? Let's say you're free to play, and I'm gonna be honest. This is the funniest part for me. All right, so I'm gonna go and start with some of my hot takes. The majority of people complaining about this buff don't PvP. The majority of people complaining about a 20% increased buff going to a whale is not playing PvP. Now, if you are playing PvP at any amount of a high level, and I'm not saying I am, I don't PvP, it's also why I'm not mad about this. Generally speaking, it is already at a point where damage is already an issue, where the 20% increased damage is not going to be notable. A whale can one-shot another whale in most cases, unless you're a barbarian or a monk where you have a very massive shield or undying rage. So in most cases, this 20% damage will be unnoticed. You will have no idea who has this buff and who doesn't, if you're playing the current meta. Now, metas change in all games, right? So I'm not saying the barbarian and the monks are overpowered, but right now in the current meta, they have more survivability in PvP with the current dynamics. That's all I'm saying. So most people complaining about this tower don't even play PvP and don't even interact with most of these things. So Rite of Exile, that is going to be a very slim amount of people that take part in it. The Challenge of the Immortal, another slim part of people that take part in it. Accursed towers, sure, the top 10 of every alliance, so 10% of every alliance are going to benefit from this buff. Battlegrounds, We already know battlegrounds are not balanced. We are well aware. The community as a whole is well aware that it's unbalanced. And again, the majority of the people that are complaining about this 20% buff are not the ones that take part in battlegrounds. So why are we so mad about something that you're not even going to take part in, and something that the whales are going to be competitive over, and if anything will let you have another tower? So you can only have 2 towers. So generally speaking, the whales are going to try to find a tower that gives a decent buff to something that they want, right? So what is this one? I don't even know. Challenge Rift Speed, probably not. So a lot of this stuff, Monstrous Essence is probably one that a whale's going to want, I'm going to be honest, because I would want it, and I'm not even a whale. But it's going to increase, it's going to decrease the amount of time they need to be PvEing, and which will directly increase the amount of time they can spend PvPing. That is a whale's logic, is to min-max the time in game so they're doing what they want and not what they have to do. That is what most players' game, or most mindset of most players are. So we are saying that there is one tower now that everyone's going to want. So they're going to have one tower, likely one of these other ones, and then they're going to keep going after this tower. That means any other free-to-play player is going to be able to benefit from a plethora of different things. Where was that XP one? Boom, XP. So 30% increase XP from bestiary and bounty rewards. That's massive. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the higher Paragon level you get, the better chance you get at getting a higher or better type of legendary item. So grinding experience is something that is a big part of this game. Getting more experience from 2 ways, or from 2 different things off 1 tower, is pretty freaking awesome. So my personal opinion, people are getting very, very upset over something that hasn't even happened yet, which is, again, this tower. And I understand the logic that it's going to make it unbalanced, but I'm going to argue that for the people that are actually going to be using this, you will have no idea who it is, because they're already one-shotting each other in most cases. So moving on, that's one thing, that's one hot take. Another one, let's go back to the skin that I talked about. Obviously I have obtained it. I don't spend $1 in this game that I have earned with my own money. Anything that goes into this game is from YouTube revenue. So I directly, whatever money I make from YouTube, I directly reinvest. You can joke about the word reinvest all you want, into YouTube. So any equipment I use, this microphone, the lights, everything behind me, has been purchased through YouTube money. I have been on YouTube for over a year now, make okay money. I do perfectly fine on my own job, so I don't need, this is just my play money. So if I choose to, let's say, invest, or, you know, go a little extra on a skin that, in my head, this is my logic, and I'm not saying this is flawed or correct or at all, but my thought is this skin will grow with my resonance. So I, in theory, have no reason to reinvest into different cosmetics. I don't have a reason for any other skins, because this skin is not only cross-class, but also, as my resonance grows, will also change the you know, resonance, or the, you know, whatever look of my wings. And generally speaking, most games I play, I'm really into like the sort of fire theme, which is literally what this is, and it's freaking sick. So yeah, I don't plan on having to ever go to the shop again. Go to the shop and go to cosmetics. I don't plan on ever looking over here again. So this is roughly what? How much is 1K? 1K orbs, about 20 bucks. So yeah, that's a lot of things I'm going to be skipping out on to kind of offset that. But again, to me, that's value. I bought what, 3 of these, and that's what, $20, $40, $60. So that's a little under half of what it would have been to get that ultimate skin I just got. So I don't have to worry about these anymore. So it's a return on investment in that sense for me, that I won't be spending that money elsewhere. Now, again, none of my own money used for this. This is all YouTube money, YouTube revenue. Thank you for watching my videos and watching the ads. That's the only way I make money on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. So again, to me, I'm spending expendable income, which is what most people should be doing anyway. And this is where I think it's kind of funny, and this is my other hot take. So people are upset that people spend money in a video game. But are you upset that they spend money? Because it's obviously not affecting them if they're doing it. Ideally, if they're being, you know, smart with their money, it's expendable income, disposable income rather. So that way it's not impacting their life. But why is it impacting you? Why do you care if there's a whale in the game? Is it impacting you in PvP? Well, yeah, you know that. So you don't PvP. So why are you complaining? Does it impact you in PvE? Nope, not at all. You can still do all the dungeons, all the raids. In fact, you could even get a whale to carry you through most things, because most whales that on my server are more than willing to whale out and push in challenge rifts, carry people for challenge rifts, help out in raids. I mean, they're very, very helpful. Is everyone? Of course not. But if somebody else is spending the money and then willing to help me, that's a W. That's easy logic to me. So I understand that people want this game to be successful. I obviously do too. And for the record, I am not calling out any content creators here. I have a lot of respect for all the content creators that are part of the Diablo Partner Program. Once again, I am not, so you can call me a shill all you want, but I have literally no ties to Blizzard. But all of them did one thing in their videos when they were mad. They said that they have already spoke their opinion to Blizzard, and I love that. So they already did what is an actionable thing. If they feel so passionately, they can speak to Blizzard directly. That's the point of the partner program. Get change implemented that they want, and ultimately, ideally, get it to the live server before they made the video. So it's not just a rant video. Almost all of the creators that I saw did very specifically said they called, reached out to Blizzard in their partner chat and voiced their concerns. I love that. That's perfect. So this is not a dig at anyone. This is truly just sort of a hot take on some of these hot topics that people are upset about. And people are acting surprised that this a mobile game is pay to win, and it's I don't condone mobile game being pay to win in general, but that's sort of where we're at. And it's not going to change with this one game. Some of the other examples were that you don't get enough value for your money spent in this game. You lose your resonance. So no matter at what point in the lifespan of your Diablo Immortal character you spend any amount of money or time or whatever to get more resonance, you never lose it. You can go into PvP and lose every single time if you get really unlucky, and you never lose your resonance. I've played games like Rise of Kingdoms where you can spend easily 10 times the amount of money that most people play in this game, and you can lose it in an hour. You can be what's called zeroed, where you literally lose all of your progression, almost all of it. So you can literally light the money on fire and watch it burn away. I've also played games like Call of Duty Mobile, phenomenal game, but has very, very similar monetization strategies that people are flaming this game for. This skin right here that I'm currently wearing with the whole reroll system, this is copy and paste from Call of Duty Mobile. This exact thing is in Call of Duty Mobile with a legendary skin and all sorts of other cosmetics that you have a very low chance of getting the best one in the first pull, and it goes up progressively higher once you get more and more stuff, and it gets progressively more expensive. But guess what? They do it on a monthly basis. At least, sometimes twice a month, and that's a crap ton. And excuse me, I'm spitting and I'm getting all worked up. So I'm not upset with anyone. I think it's funny, really, that people are dogging Diablo Immortal for this when this exists. Genshin Impact, I've heard a lot of people in this scene talk about Genshin Impact being a better game. It's more pay to win than Diablo Immortal. There are so many games that people are comparing to, like, oh my god, this game is better than Diablo Immortal, but they're more pay to win. Literally more pay to win. And again, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. These are just my own opinions on some of this, and because I think that I'm very surprised with the overall negativity around the patch. Was it an awesome patch? No, it's a little buggy on the table when you try to go and talk to it. Sometimes you have to reset the game. That's obviously a bug they're going to fix. The new dungeon, phenomenal. Beautiful. In fact, I am so impressed with this new dungeon over here. The Dreadreaver dungeon was a masterpiece of art. If you look at the details at which it's happening, and the different elements affect the boat, and the boat rolls over, and just literally everything. It's very, very well done. It was a work of art, in my opinion. From a VFX standpoint, it's very, very impressive. I enjoy the dungeon from an artwork standpoint. From a gameplay standpoint, it's very smooth. The mechanics are very obvious yet challenging. Beautiful dungeon. I could not be more happier with that. And then the new curse gear, that's one thing that's a little weird. I've gotten like 6 pieces already, and this one was barely an upgrade. So, and it doesn't really have an invocation either, or does it? Yeah, it doesn't have an invocation either. So I'm a little confused by cursed gear right now. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be. In fact, it's quite weaker in most cases than I thought it was going to be. In my opinion, this should be like more rare and be just immediately always a triple stat roll. So that way you can work towards collecting more, because right now I could get a non-cursed helmet and it could be better, and then I could get the 2-piece bonus that I want on a different one. And it's just the amount of times you're going to re-roll this is so frequently. So I'd like to see that changed ever so slightly. I don't really have a strong opinion outside of, or like, how to do it. because I don't think it's an essence system where you want to add it to the essence system and then do it that way, because then eventually everyone has it. But I do think this gear should be by default more rare, like very, very rare, like 1%. So that way it's super farm, farmable, and to the point where like you can just farm it, and if you see someone that has it, it's like, whoa, you have a curse gear and it's stronger. That'd be my personal take. I think it'd be really cool, really hard to obtain, but also really strong. It would be my opinion. All in all, though, the new legendary gems seem cool. The new dungeon is phenomenal. The new towers seem very interesting. There's PvE and PvP elements in it. They have this new quest that I haven't even done yet. People are saying this is really cool. So personally, why are you so mad? If you're that upset with the game, should you really even be playing it? Honestly, I'm worried about people's health at this point. Let me know what you think in the comments below on some of these hot takes. These are all of my opinions. A little bit of a longer video than I wanted it to be, but I did want to sort of voice my opinion on some of these really hot topics that people are upset about. Also, give me a thumbs up and smash that like button if you like the thumbnail, because personally, I thought it was very fitting. And without further ado, guys, lock it in.